Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 51 of the Fit in 10 Challenge. And listen, there's a few people that booked their scan on Tuesday. They booked it during a time that they weren't supposed to. It's not your fault, it's my fault. I opened up the entire day for scans by accident. I meant to cut it off at 7:30 a.m. I cut it off at 7:30 p.m. So I have reached out to those, I think it was 5 people that booked during that time, and you guys have to reschedule, all right? And anybody who has not scheduled, there are plenty of times open tomorrow morning for you to get your body analysis scan, all right? So just letting you know. Okay, now I text you this video because a lot of you don't watch these videos, and these videos are, you know, for the most part pretty educational. I think they're very valuable, but this one in particular is highly valuable, and I think you might be interested in it. I know a lot of you will be for sure. And I want to talk about why yo-yo dieting doesn't work, okay? And I want to talk to you about why it is not in your long-term interest to severely restrict calories, okay? This is really, really important, all right? So I'm going to get right into it. Now, I have simplified it to some degree, but I'm hoping that you will understand this and that I explain it clearly enough that it makes sense. So here we go. I've got a little graph. Don't freak out. Can you see this graph? All right, I'm going to hold here for a second. Now we've got time on the x-axis, so time below here. Now what we've got here in purple, these are your calories. Okay. This in red is your body fat, and this in green is your metabolic rate, okay? So amount of energy your body's burning per day, essentially at rest, okay? So now what happens in a typical yo-yo diet is the calories are dropped significantly right away, okay? There's a big reduction in calories, and consequently what happens is your body fat levels drop. Great. But notice the disconnect between the calories. So notice up here at the top, you've got metabolic rate, body fat levels, and calories all together. There's no gap between these. But notice as we drop those calories right away, we get this disconnect between body fat and calories in. So we create a bit of an energy gap here. And of course, we see the metabolic rate drop as well. Now, we run these calories, these low calories for a while. And eventually the body fat comes down to the point where it starts to reflect those calories that you're taking in. Okay, eventually you lose a lot of body fat and your metabolism drops down. So everything meets here, and you know, usually at this point you're pretty exhausted and you're pretty hungry and you're tired of following this very low calorie diet. So what do? Well, you've reached your goal. It's time to end the diet. So we end the diet and we go right back up in calories, and quite often what happens is you're so hungry that you take in more calories, maybe not significantly, but you take in more calories than what you started with, okay? And what we see here, so the calories shoot right up. We see the body fat, of course, shoot right up. But what we see here in green, the metabolic rate does not recover right away. Because you've ran the low calories for a long enough period of time, the body goes through metabolic adaptations to lower the metabolism. The metabolism the metabolism will take on certain adaptations to lower itself, to conserve body mass, to save your life, essentially, okay? And so you raise your calories back up, your body fat shoots, and usually what happens here is we get a body fat overshooting. We get the body fat higher than when we started. Okay, we see this all the time with people when they yo-yo diet. Perfect example of this is people on The Biggest Loser. Okay, every single that I know of, every single Biggest Loser contestant, with the exception of one, although I don't know where this person is today, every single Biggest Loser contestant has gone through this and is fatter today than they were when they started their diet on The Biggest Loser. This is exactly why. So we see the body fat here at an all-time high, and we see the metabolism way down here still. We've got this huge disconnect between metabolism and body fat, which we noticed we didn't have this in the beginning. All right, so then you get depressed. Your fat's really high. You go, okay, I gotta get back on that diet. You drop your calories back down to where they were. Body fat starts to drop again, but you don't have the same metabolic process running anymore. So you're not gonna get that same drop in body fat. Now, because your metabolism's starting to recover, right, when you shot up your calories again, but now you drop your calories back down, the metabolism's gonna drop again. Okay, but you don't get that same loss in body fat. So what do? What's the natural inclination? I guess I gotta drop calories more. So here, you drop your calories even more. Okay, consequently, you create another metabolic adaptation. The metabolism drops more. You do lose a little more body fat, but eventually it peters off. And then you've got this huge disconnect between your body fat levels and your metabolism, but yet everything is meeting up with the calories. And now you're really, really in a bad position because you just can't take out any more food because you're starving. All right, and this is the typical scenario of dieting, of yo-yo dieting, of low-calorie dieting. The trick here is, and you'll hear me say it over and over again, is to diet on as many calories as you can. You want as much arsenal in the bank to play with. You want as much energy intake to manipulate so that you can lose body fat. Okay, you never want to get in this position here. It really sucks, okay, but it's too bad. A lot of people do get in this position, okay? All right, I'm gonna hold that up there for a little bit longer. I hope that makes sense to you. If you want me to explain this again, I will explain it again. But perfect example why when you have a certain level of body fat, you do not, whatever calories you're running at the time, you don't make drastic changes to it. You don't increase it drastically, you don't decrease it drastically. You make small adjustments, let your body adjust to it, and then go from there, okay? That's why I start you guys out with so many calories, and that's why it's really important to get all your calories. Okay. Not bad. I explained that in about 5 minutes or so. Okay, message of the day. This goes back some time ago, but I've added a little bit more to it. I did have this message of the day on day 8, but it's one of my favorites, and I think it's really, really important. And while I'm not super huge on self-affirmations, I do think it's important to remind ourselves of the following, and that is this, and you can repeat this to yourself. I am amazing. I can do anything. I am in control of my future, and I have the power to change it. I celebrate my individuality. This is huge. Be proud of who you are in every aspect. I celebrate my individuality, and I am prepared to succeed. Okay? I am prepared to succeed. All right, you guys, so one more time. I'm amazing. I can do anything. Positivity is a choice. I am in control of my future, and I have the power to change it. I celebrate my individuality. Yes, you do. And I am prepared to succeed. All right, day 51 wrap up here, you guys. Submit, commit to these final 19 days. Well, we got some bonus days, all right? So we still have a little bit over 3 weeks. But for the sake of formality of this challenge, we got 19 days left. And you got to give it everything. You've got to give it your all. You got to give it everything you got. All right? Submit and commit. Positive energy, positive vibes. Always give gratitude. You can send me your gratitude. You know I'm still waiting for it from a lot of you. And for the love of God, believe in yourself and celebrate who you are. Don't try to change who you are. It's very important that we are all our own individuals. God, the world would be a terrible place if we were all the same, right? Don't copy anybody else. Be who you are and manifest that. It's special, all right? I mean it. Day 51, you guys. We'll talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful evening. And if you have any more questions on this, let me know, okay? I'll talk to you guys all soon. See you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.